Hello everybody, Hank Klein here from HK Digital Reviews, and I'm here today with another segment of quick reviews. Now, things are going to be a little bit different now. With stuff going on, trying to do certain things in my life right now, doing this is not as easy as it was before. So I think you're going to start seeing less formal, full-on reviews about most albums that I listen to. And instead you'll get special segments, special reviews if something's really good or really bad, or like the why does a song exist or album exist kind of thing. I'll be basically doing those only for actual standalone videos, but for the most of what I listen to kind of recap the week or music from the past this year, I'm going to be doing these. That's what this quick review segment is going to be about, so that's basically how it's going to be for a while until I kind of get things figured out. Today we have 7 albums that I'm ready to talk about with you. Albums that have been released in about the past month, about the past year even. And I'm finally here just about to start talking about them. So, yeah, that's it. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran. So, if you don't know this about Ed Sheeran, in the past, he has released quite a few EPs where he does collaborations with other artists, and he calls them collaborations project. This time, though, he decided to bless our ears with the 6th installment of this series, and instead of an EP, it's a 15-track album. And just like the collaboration project DJ Khaled did, this is pretty bad. There's not a lot about this that's enjoyable. Ed Sheeran himself, for the most part, is actually probably the worst thing about this project. His vocals to me never really resonated well. I never really cared for him. I've never cared for his lyrics in his songs. They're always bland, boring, generic. I don't. No. And I guess I kind of knew going into this I wasn't going to like it. But I kind of had a glimmer of hope, just kind of hoping that maybe some of these features could help make this album kind of good. But no. No, that's not what happened. Not at all. In fact, most of the features on here I think tank as low as Sheeran does for the most part in this project. And I will admit, though, there are some tracks I like, and I hate to admit it, but one of the tracks I do like is that song Blow that has Chris Stapleton and Bruno Mars on it. And I don't know why I like this track. I know it's terrible. It really is. Lyrically, it's just kind of eh. Bruno Mars does not fit on this track at all. And Ed Sheeran definitely doesn't fit on this track at all. I think Chris Stapleton may be able to, if it was just himself, maybe. Because I guess I like the hard rock riff that's going on here. And that's the thing I forgot to mention. This is a hard rock song. The only rock song at all on the entire project. Ends the entire album off. And maybe because of the fact I kind of like the riff, I guess I can't help but enjoy listening to this track. But honestly, Bruno Mars is not the guy who should be on this song. Ed Sheeran shouldn't be either. Chris Stapleton's okay, but he's not the best. But yet, for some reason, why I like the song, I don't get it. I really don't get it. So I guess I had to give the album some credibility because of that. But besides that, not really. No, this Ed Sheeran project was not good, and I think just like the DJ Khaled project, I'm thinking this is a 2.5 out of 10. At least Ed Sheeran actually does stuff on this album, not just yell, "We the best music!" or his name over and over again. That's his only creative part in the entire project. So I guess this is better just because of that fact, but yeah. It's actually kind of amazing to me. How in the hell can instrumentals for a rap album be so over dramatic, yet the sounds that are coming out of the vocalist slash hip hop artists is honestly just so underdramatic at this point. Like, it's a weird contrast. NF is trying to sound savage throughout this project. He's trying to sound serious. He talks about his depression again. He talks about all the stuff that he's talked about before again without adding much of any flavor to it. And it just comes off kind of boring, to be honest with you. Plus, again, the instrumentation. I don't know what's up with the first few tracks in here, but holy hell, he just like tries to smash you over the head with this extremely thumping bass drum that just completely just shatters your fucking brain. Which I will admit I liked on the first track, "The Search." I thought that was actually a pretty great way to open the album, but I didn't realize that the entire album, or at least the first leg of it, was going to be like that, and I ended up not enjoying it so much. Plus, NF at this point, his lyrics are down to just being straight corn. There's nothing else besides it. It's just corn. It's corny. It's no, no. When you rap about something serious, you really have to do something to kind of change it up from time to time, because he's again just rapping about his feelings and his struggles with, I guess, struggles with depression and stuff like that again. I I'm not amused by it anymore. I really am not. Like, I do like some of NF's music from his past. I will admit that. But I don't know, this album, the entire time I'm listening to it, after like the first couple tracks, I'm just like sitting there and just like, there's really nothing that he's bringing to the table here that makes you think, oh, NF is really starting to really do great things now. NF is doing blah blah blah. No, he's not. He's just really just following along in his own footsteps that he created, which he knows is going to get plays on the radio because his fans are going to absolutely eat it up. So, but I'm not really a stan. I'm not that much of a fan, and I did not eat this album up at all. But I'll give the man this. Even if the flows on this start to get a little boring, he does have a technical ability to rap. There's no denying that. And when he really puts his mind to it, his pen game can be pretty good too. But I still wouldn't say that this is a good record. I don't even know if I'd even say it's an okay record. It's definitely towards the bad spectrum. But with 18 tracks, there are a handful of wins on here, and there are other parts of other songs that I do admire. So it's not the worst thing ever, but I wouldn't consider it to be good. So NF The Search, feeling a pretty confident 4 out of 10 for this one, definitely. All right, Torche Admission. Hell yeah. All right. Hell yeah. This is actually a pretty well crafted stoner metal album. And I like it, I think, more so because it's not your usual stoner metal. This isn't filled with 10-minute long songs with droning guitar riffs or anything like that. This is actually probably the shortest stoner metal album I've heard. It's only 36 minutes long, has 9 tracks, and it's it's really nice actually. It's nice to hear what stoner metal can sound like when it's condensed more and not as long. It can still sound very invigorating and very exciting. In fact, the best moments on this record is when they do have the minute and a half long songs up to the 3 minute long songs. They definitely, I think, captivate more than anything. And this is honestly like a great listen to. Like, if you want to listen to like some stoner metal music, but you're not in the mood to listen to like 60 to 70 minutes of it within like 5 songs, then this 9 track album is going to be for you. And it was for me. I was actually glad to hear something more refreshing coming from that scene. I also like how there's some shoegaze elements going on as well. You can hear some of these droning guitars that are starting to kind of layer ever so slightly on each other in the background. It adds a nice little effect to it. I was pretty surprised by how much I do enjoy this project, and it's something I can definitely see myself coming back to again. I just kind of wish that at points they stayed away from the alternative metal side of things, and because they're not doing like the heavier alternative metal, they're kind of going in the more poppier side of alternative metal that has really brought that genre down to like nothing. So that's a little bit of a problem. I think if they stuck to the deeper side, it would have been much better. But yeah, I did enjoy this. This was a good project. Torch definitely did a great job with this one. It was their first album in about, I think, 5 years, if I remember correctly. And good release. Solid 8 out of 10. No question about it. Um, you know, I kind of was hoping that this would be a good record. Not that I had anything to go off of from their past. There's just something about a red and black like album cover that I'm just kind of like, I'm just drawn to it. Like, ooh, this could be something that's pretty cool. Like the color red for some reason, why just resonates with good music for some reason, even though that makes no sense because Logic Supermarket was red, and yeah, no. So I don't know. There's something about that is like, oh, okay, let's see what this is gonna be like. And this isn't really bad, but it's very basic. Three Teeth is supposed to be an industrial metal band of sorts, okay? And yeah, they do have industrial metal parts into it, but it's very basic, very limited. Does not really do what industrial metal, to me, in my mind, sounds like. Like I think when I think of industrial metal, the first band I think of is Rammstein. You know, I think about their more crazier use of synths and keyboards and other sounds too. That's not really here. You kind of hear it sometimes, but not really. It's basically more of an alternative metal album with some very lightly sprinkled industrial aspects to it. If you're a person that's trying to start to get into industrial metal, I think I would say, hey, check this album out just to kind of get you used to differing sounds in it. But when you after you start listening to this and you listen to other industrial metal bands, you'll realize that what Three Teeth is doing here is nowhere near special. I will say this though, the first track, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was the first track on this album. The guitars sound like they just took them right out of the Doom OST from 2016. Like legitimately, the guitars sound exactly the same. It's like they took Mick Gordon and put him on a track here for a song. So that's all I could think of when I was listening to this that first time around. And again, lyrically, I don't have much to say. It's an alternative metal, industrial metal album. I don't expect much from lyrics usually. Again, when it comes to that kind of music, I'll just listen to the music. I don't really care what's happening in the lyrics unless they're just really that bad or that fantastic. So I guess I'm just saying they're just general. They're not anything special. What else is there to say? Oh yeah, at the end of this album too, there's an absolutely horrendous, and I mean horrendous, cover of "Pumped Up Kicks" by Foster the People. I don't know what compelled them to think this was a good idea. Industrial metal and indie pop coming together does not work. Does not work at all, and they proved it big time. Yeah, this thing was just mostly bland in the end of it. Average. It's just very average, and even below average. Honestly, it's not that special. I don't think I'll be coming back to it personally. I'm thinking that this is gonna be a 4 out of 10, and I'm just gonna move on my life and there's something hopefully bigger and better. What in the hell is this? And why do I like it so much? I don't understand what is going on half the time in this album by 100 gecs called 1,000 gecs. I really am like just still astonished just like listening to it because it's it's absolutely insane. It's bubblegum bass mixed with like bubblegum pop with like dubstep and like noise music, and I really don't know what else to say. It is insane what's happening on this album from start to finish. There's even, I even hear a little ska on a track too. It's all over the place, but yet it's pretty enjoyable. I'm not gonna lie. This album features a ton of autotune as well. The lead singer's voice, the female's voice, her voice is so autotuned to the point where she sounds like a robot. But I think this time it's actually done on purpose. It's not like she can't actually sing or anything. I think they just legitimately just put so much vocal effects on her just to kind of make them stand out from anything else, to go with the crazy shit that's going on throughout this entire project. Like, for instance, the very first track, 745 Sticky. It starts off with like a very cute, like maybe slightly emo rap, but like very cutesy sounding bubblegum bass deconstructed club. It's just very nice, and it's really cute. And then towards the end of the song, like the last 20 seconds, they have a build up, and I thought it was gonna build in like a nice, little like EDM beat drop or something. No, 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 no. They deliver the hardest and heaviest and dirtiest dubstep style bass drop I have heard since the early 2010s. Like, holy hell. And it's so shocking because you just don't expect it when you hear this first song. Again, it's very cutesy, it's very bubblegummy. It's just all that. And then all of a sudden, just like pure evil comes in with this bass drop. Just unmatching evil, just sounds, people screaming and stuff. It's just unreal. But goddamn, it's so good. It's so good for the soul, and I can't help but just enjoy almost every second of this album. I mean, there are times though where I think that it's just being a little too much. I do kind of feel like, maybe the auto-tune's a little bit over the top. But at the same time, like I said, there's not really a song on here that I can't say I don't like, or I can't say that. Yeah, I said that right before. Yeah. I do like every track on here. I do. It's just I don't see them like all being as like fantastic tracks necessarily, but they're all solid songs. And I'm extremely excited to see where this 100 gecs group, this duo, is going to go, because their style is unmatched right now when it comes to this all over the place experimental like pop scene. This is extremely unique to my ears. Maybe there are other groups like this out there. I don't know. I haven't heard them yet. But yeah, I like this album. I'm looking forward to see where this group goes, and I can see this album growing on me. You may end up seeing this on album of the year list towards the end of 2019. So yeah, 100 gecs, 1,000 gecs. I'm thinking an 8 out of 10. Very solid release. Yeah, this Rich Brian project is pretty decent. I really can't say I hate it or think it was just okay. I think Rich Brian definitely has a lot of like potential in the future for rap in general. Like the production game that he uses on this project's pretty fire. He has some pretty good beat choices as well. I'm I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest with you. And I think Rich Brian's voice is also actually pretty unique as well. Like I think if like every like 9 out of 10 times, I think if you were to tell me who this rapper was and it was Rich Brian, I could definitely tell it was Rich Brian. I don't think that his voice is that mistakable than anybody else's. It's nice and chill, smooth. His delivery is pretty decent as well. He's got some nice flows. His pen game, I think, could use a little work. Some of the lines, in my opinion, are a little bit weak. Sometimes he tries to be funny, it sounds like, and it just doesn't pan out. And it's 46 minutes in length. It's not a hard album to get into, really. I don't mind it. I don't really have much to say about it either, to be honest with you. It's just one of those albums that I think is good, but there's like nothing that like purely stands out. There are some decent tracks in here. I like the opening track. I like the track "Kids" as well, which that was a lead-off single, which I didn't even listen to until this album. But there are some pretty decent tracks on here. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about it. 7 out of 10 for this project. Decent, pretty decent. Listen, okay, Papa Roach. All right, all right. Papa Roach is a rock group that I think people know of now. They've had some pretty big songs like Last Resort, you know, Scars. That's all I can really care to think of at the moment right now. And yeah, they have like a few good tracks in their discography, but the fact that they still make music into 2019 is kind of unsettling. I actually didn't even know this project came out. This thing came out in January of this year. I did not know it came out. I had no idea until I was doing some research. And all of a sudden, Papa Roach popped up. I'm like, huh, okay. I guess I'll give this a shot. I should have never given this a shot. The worst rapping I think I've heard the lead singer do yet, and a Papa Roach song is on this album. I mean, throughout the entire album, his vocals I think are extremely weak. I do. I don't think there's one time where the vocalist compels me to think one way or another. It's always like, wow, this guy is really bad at doing this anymore. He really is just that bad. I No. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, Papa Roach has just lost it. They lost it. There are some decent instrumentals on here. They like, some pretty rocking ones that I think would have been much better if there was just a different band doing them. I think. I don't even know. I didn't enjoy anything on this project, to be honest with you. I've only enjoyed like bits and pieces from songs, like the heavier parts. Other songs I thought were enjoyable. I like those parts. But whenever he tries to rap over top of a beat, whenever these guys try to go full pop on you or go pop punk on you on this, it's a mess. I don't know why they're doing this. I don't really know why they're still making music, to be honest with you, at this point. I don't know. If they release another album after this one, I just hope they do a full 180 on what they're doing right now, because this is bad. And there are even a couple tracks in here that I would say like they ripped off from Imagine Dragons, which that's not a good thing. That's not a band you want to rip off stuff from. So yeah, Papa Roach. The hell's the name of this album even? Oh yeah, Who Do You Trust? Uh, 1.5 out of 10. One of the worst rock albums I've heard this year, by far. Well, I guess we know what my second album on my Why Does This Album Exist series is gonna be now. Hopefully coming later this week. And I think that will do it for all the albums that I have here for us to look at. Thank you all so much for watching this. Like, comment, subscribe if you like this video. Out of these albums, what's your favorite? And what's your least favorite from these? Just talking in the chat about the music that's been portrayed here. What'd you think of it? I guess really that's all I gotta say. As of course that last thing I put in there, my next video that I really hope I get to write and do this week is my Why Does This Album Exist segment on the new Chance the Rapper album, which means I have to listen to it a few more times again, and I might die. I might die. I may just die from this, okay? So you better appreciate that I'm actually going back and having to listen to this mess of an album 1 to 2 more times at the least to really write something accurate on here. So bear with me. I want it to come out this week. And then, of course, this upcoming weekend, which will be August 11th, I believe, would actually be the day, I will have the next installment of this where we'll go over some more albums that were released this past week. And I can't wait to do that. Again, thank you all so much for watching. And everybody, please have a nice day.